Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. Also, if you are looking for a Capricorn December reading, I have one over on my other channel, Therapy Through Tarot. There is a link on my main page. All right, so we're going to look at what you may possibly be struggling with, what you may need to look at, and possible future energies. So struggling with, we have Triumph, number 7, and that is the Chariot. What you may need to look at, we have Shadow, number 18, which is the Moon. Shadow. Reflection. All right. Possible future energies. We have these two. We have Sacrifice, which is another major card. And then we have number 6, Memories of Love. That's number 12, and that is the Hangman. That's the 6 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have another major card, number 5, which is Wisdom, and that is the Hierophant. So that could be Taurus, Cancer, the moon is Pisces. So it could be a lot of people in your life that you are kind of thinking about, that you're trying to look at those relationships. All right, so what you may be struggling with is we have number 7, Triumph, and that is the Chariot. Direction, forward movement. So are you feeling stuck? Are you feeling like you're not in control of things, right? Could have to do with a Cancer sign. Is there a Cancer sign? That could be a sun, moon, rising, qualities of that you are struggling with. You're struggling with trying to find a solution as what to do. There is some heartbreak that is going on. We have Temperance, which is also Sagittarius. I feel that there is some heartbreak that you are dealing with, right? That you are trying to figure out, how do I move forward? And definitely when we have that heartbreak, no matter if it has to do with a job, or it's an opportunity we were looking forward to, or there was a business that we thought was going to be doing better than we were hoping, or it's a relationship, if it's a breakup, whatever that may be, that 3 of Swords represents, I feel like that's what you're struggling with, and you're trying to find the patience, right? Or maybe you're trying to, it's a current situation and you're trying to find that compromise in that relationship. Just, how do I move forward? How do we move forward from this situation? Where do I go from here? What happens from here? How do I get past the situation, right? What is the answer? Sometimes when this just happens, it's so fresh, we're like, I don't even know which direction to go in. I don't even know what to do. What you need to look at is we have the Shadow. I feel like there's, that's the moon, so it's like not having that clarity, right? We have the Emperor, which is Aries. There's a ton of people here, right? There's a ton of people going on here. I don't know if this relates to you or not, but there's definitely a lot of major cards here, and there's a lot of people. What you need to look at, I feel, is what do you want for the future? What do you see? Where do you see yourself moving forward? Where do you see yourself going? What do you see happening? And sometimes we don't even know that because we're so caught up in this energy right here of this 3 of Swords. We're like, I don't know what direction. Obviously, you're having trouble with that Chariot, that direction that you want to go on. So maybe it's just kind of, maybe with this direction, you're trying to include that other person, but maybe you need to kind of break away from that and just focus on, what do you want? What are you feeling inside? What do you feel like you want to do? Where do you feel like you want to go? Because you have to figure out the effort and the energy that you want to put into this relationship, that you can be committed to it and that you can work on it. If it's a situation where you have to work through something that's difficult, can you really put your heart into it, and can you really work through it and forgive if it's something that needs to be forgiven? Can you do that 100%? Or is there still going to be some things that are going to linger, that are going to fester, that are going to build up resentment, that are going to come back in the future? You know, is it a relationship that there was a breakup and there was some heartbreak and there's some distance, and you need to move on from that and focus, okay, I need to start focusing on me. I need to come into my own power. I need to make decisions for me. Where do I need to go? I realize that I can't carry this energy with me. Future energies, we have the Hangman, and that is about seeing things from a different perspective, right? Memories of love. So this memories of love can go back over here to this Three of Swords, right? But making sure that these memories of love are positive, that if you start to go back to this energy, that you leave it in a positive way, that it doesn't become that Three of Swords again, right? Turning that Six of Cups into that Three of Swords. I feel like there's something new and different on the way. I feel like there's, if the situation is worked out, it has to be different than what it was before, because of what happened is changing everything. And this is a moment for growing. It's a moment for learning, right? Wisdom. Learning, okay, this is what happened in the past. I don't want to repeat that pattern. How do I change that up? How do I see things differently? How do I learn from this? How do I grow from this? How do I change things up? Ten of Swords. How do I get that completion, right? Tens can be completions. How do I get that completion, and how do I move on? I feel like I've been stabbed 10 times, right? I feel like I've been stabbed. I feel like I've been hurt, but do I want to stay in that stabbed, hurt energy, or how do I complete this? How do I move on from this feeling of let down, this frustration, this feeling stabbed, this feeling hurt? How do I learn from this situation? How do I move on? Where are those answers? How do I feel? How do I truly feel about this situation? Sometimes we really have to be in touch with, how do you truly feel about the situation? And what do you really want to have happen? Sometimes we just kind of say things because we feel that that's what we're obligated to say, or that's what we're supposed to say. But I feel like in this situation, you have to be true to yourself, because that's what I was saying, that reflection here is looking yourself in the mirror and saying, you know, yes, I want to continue this, or no, I want to walk away from this, or what do I want from this, right? Looking at yourself in your own eyes and saying, this is what I want, or this is what I don't want. All right, we have the Strength card, which is the Leo. Being strong in a difficult situation, being confident in a difficult situation, right? Knowing the direction that you want to go in. Again, Three of Swords, moving past this Three of Swords, realizing that this is what has happened and how do I deal with it and how do I move on, right? Wheel of Fortune, how do you move on from this situation, realizing, okay, this happened, I can't change it, but where do I go from here? That this could change everything for you within this relationship or the situation, that this really brings in a lot of change for you and you see things differently, that you're perceiving things differently, but you're trying to look for the good and the positive and the new starts, right? Pages are young energy, new energy. Hangman again, right? Seeing things from a different perspective, that, okay, maybe here it was really fresh. Then you're like looking within and you're making choices for yourself and you're feeling happy and you say, hey, I'm kind of glad this happened because now I'm really making those choices and those decisions for myself that are making me happy. Now I really feel like I can move on, right? That I'm not going to have to battle things, that I'm not going to have to go back and forth with things, but I'm going to find that relationship that is fulfilling, that is rewarding, that is that connection, right? Or it could be that you work on this relationship and your connection is even stronger than it's ever been because you've kind of let go of this Three of Swords energy here and you're working on things. And then we have this Ten of Swords, and I feel like the sun is coming down through the swords and it's putting that light on the situation, and you've achieved that 10, right? You've achieved that completion and you're able to move on. And this is the Four of Pentacles, but he kind of has that content, happy look in his eyes, and he's like, I almost feel like he's proud because he's like, yeah, I made the decisions for myself. I learned from this situation. I didn't let this situation overcome me. I learned from the situation and I made choices that were best for me. And feeling good about that learning experience and feeling good about the choices that you've made. All right, so we're just going to grab a few more cards here. I'm going to grab Angel Answers. And we have this one here. We have If You Believe. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your choices. You have to be confident in that, right? You can't waver on this. If you believe that you can move past the situation, if you believe that you can overcome this, if you can believe that you will grow from this and you can make these choices, that's the energy that you have to be in. You have to believe in your choices and your actions. We have Dragonfly. Have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit, right? That this is a learning situation for you, that you're learning from it. You're seeing things from a different perspective. You're seeing things differently. That this is a growth experience here, and that you want to learn as much as you can, not only about the other person in the situation, but about yourself. We have Acceptance, and we have Control. That, okay, accepting that this is what's going to happen, and I'm going to get control of the situation. I'm not going to let the situation get control of me. And that's how you have to look at it. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.